course, we'll do plenty of heart opening today, getting ready for tomorrow. All right, so let's have the feet hip-width distance apart. And once you feel like you're standing nice and tall, think about your feet, all four corners of the feet in good contact with the earth here. Okay, we've got the big toe mounds, outer heel, inner heel, little toe mound. Hips are over the ankles, shoulders are over the hips, ears are over the shoulders. And when your palms face forward, that helps to open the heart. Yeah. So let's just breathe into this space and think about being expansive in the heart. And then just naturally let your breath smooth out and slow down and go a little deeper. And adding some arms here with your palms out. Inhale, float the arms up. Touch your palms and exhale, hands to heart. And as you go through this, think about gathering things that you love, touch your palms, and bring them into your heart. Things that you're grateful for, whatever it is that you want to collect and seal it into your heart. And one more time, land with your hands at your heart and take a couple of breaths here. All right, so we're going to take the feet slightly wider than hip-width distance and get the body moving a little bit. Bend the knees, bend the hips, take the arms up and back. And then come back to standing. You can leave your feet just how they are with your hands at your heart. Exhale. We're going to start really opening the front of the shoulders and the heart now with this four-part breath. Inhale, fingertips up toward the sky. Exhale, clasp your hands behind you. If that's not comfortable, you can just put your hands on your hips. Now roll your shoulder blades toward each other as you shine your heart up to the sky without throwing the head back. Let the knees and hips be soft as you exhale into a forward fold, and perhaps the hands come off the spine, perhaps they stay down. Release your hands and float the arms out and up, palms touch, hands come heart center. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, clasp. Inhale, heart shines up. Exhale, forward fold. Release. Float the arms out and up, palms touch, hands come heart center. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, hands clasp. Inhale, heart shines up. Exhale, fold. Release. Float up, palms touch, hands heart center. One last time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Float it up as you inhale. And hands to heart center. And release, shake things out. Who remembers doing that last week? Yeah. Right? So nice heart opening, nice shoulder opening, okay? We will do our cats and cows from hands and knees tonight, so we're going to go into tilting and twisting. So take your feet a little wider than hip-width distance, right, where they were, and take your arms up, palms pressed together, and just tick-tock to the left. A little and come up. Now tick-tock a little more. and come up. And tick-tock a little more. So you're just feeling your way each time, slowly moving into the side tilt and up until you feel like you're as far into this tilt as you're going to go. And then slowly come up and we go to the right, tick a little bit and up. So if it was a clock, that might be 11, now this might be 10, a little more, and as far over as you're going right now, and come on up. Now go back over to the left where you left off, open your arms, and bring them back together. Can you feel that right side lengthening? Bring it up. Go back over to the right where you went your deepest. Open the arms. Notice what happens to the left side as you bring your palms together. Oh, take it up, inhale. Woo. Let those arms go. Oh, let the knees and hips be soft. Whew. And then come back to center. Now we're going to make sure the toes are facing outward and the legs are wider than hip width distance as we take it to our twist. So bring your hands to center, okay? And your fingertips are facing each other, your palms are facing down. Now we're going to the left first. The knees bend, you twist to the left and center. Knees bend, open the arms. And come center. We're going to go to the left again. Left with elbows bent and center. Arms open and center. To the left and center. Arms open and center. And one more time to the left and center. Arms open and center and release. Remember to go at your own pace always. So I know some of you are thinking, well, wait a minute, isn't that oblique work? Yeah, right, bonus. Okay, here we go. Hands are here. And we're going to the right, the knees bend and center. Long arms and center. Take it right and center. Long arms and center. We'll do that 2 more times. Right, long, right, and long. All right, bring it center, shake it out. Bring your feet back together and come to the back of your mat. All right, inhale and exhale. So remember, anytime we're in tabletop, you can be working with your hands on a wall or a chair. Same thing with down dog, right? You can also be doing air, like some people with their shoulders might be a little sensitive at times. You can do chaturanga right in the air, okay? So let's go ahead and have the feet hip width distance. Inhale and exhale, float the arms up, inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Let your knees and hips be soft here. Just swan dive down. Bring your hands to your thighs. Shine your heart forward. Half lift. Now bend your knees and hips. Bring your hands to the mat and walk your hands forward till you come to a downward facing dog. All right, down dog here. Find 4 nice even points on the mat. And we're going to bring the knees down so we wind up in table. Okay, your wrists can either be directly under the shoulders, they can be forward a little bit. You can roll up the front of your mat to raise your wrists. What's best for you? Here we go, cats and cows. Arch your back, shine your heart forward. Round your spine, gaze towards your lap. Familiar move, cats and cows. Yeah. Arch and round. Now remember, you could be standing with your hands on a chair or a wall, or doing this in the air if this is not good for your wrists. All right, the next time you're in cat, just stay there And walk your hands a little closer to your knees. So you've extended your cat. This is where the spine is rounded forward. Your hands come toward your knees. You're more in that cat. And then come back into neutral spine. Okay, so just a little stretch there. Now we're going to add a knee lift option. So arch your back into the cow, tuck your toes, and as you round into cat, lift your knees 2 inches off the mat. Bring the knees down. It's cow, toes tuck, cat with the knees 2 inches up. That's an option. Keep moving, cats and cows, whether or not you bring up your knees. Completely individual choice. And now, if you like, bring those knees to a down dog. And just continue a couple more times. We're going cow to cat with either knees lifted or down dog, or neither. One is not better than the other. One is just what's best for you right now. And then come back to your table, sit off to the side, come into seated mountain pose. And let's shake out those arms and wrists, rotate the wrists. And seated mountain pose, inhale and exhale. All right, so from here, we are going to, we're going to grab our roll, okay? So if you have either a couple of towels that are rolled up, okay? And remember I mentioned the block. Have the block nearby. You'll see in a moment if you need it, okay? So we're gonna put the roll, and if you don't have a roll, you'll just do this without it. Put the roll right by your sacrum, and then roll your spine down over the mat. You'll have to readjust yourself so that your sacrum is fully on the mat, and then your head will more than likely, if it's a yoga mat, definitely will be off of the roll, right? So if your chin is like this and your neck is cranked up, you're going to want to put a block behind your head, okay? If your head is basically still pretty neutral, even though you're on top of a roll, then you can do without the block. Okay, now take your arms wide, and this is just a nice little heart opener here, passive heart opener. Everybody okay here? You might have to...
Question, Lucy.
Yes.
Is the roll perpendicular to your hips, or is it parallel with your, is it on your spine all the way down to your lower back?
It's...
Okay, now I see it, thank you.
Yes.
I had it the wrong way around.
Good question. And actually, when you do it the other way, Denise, that is also a good heart opening, but tonight we're doing it this way. We're going to take a couple of breaths here, and then we're going to come off, take a break. So take a few nice deep breaths here. So even if you didn't have anything under your spine right now, just opening your arms out to the side is going to open your heart as well. So let that be where you are for tonight. All right, now we're going to take a break. We're going to carefully come off, put the mat off to the side. Okay? Don't let it get too far because we'll be coming back to it. Okay? All right, so now we're going to start core work. The spine is on the mat. We're going to take the feet to the toes. So basically just the toes are touching the mat. Already the core has to kick in just to do this, right? And now your fingertips are lightly touching. So barely touching with the toes and fingertips. Okay, this is position 1. Now we're going to raise the right knee and the left arm and let those come down as we raise the left knee and the right arm. And this is reminiscent of toe taps, yes? What we're doing that is slightly different here is we are keeping everything all kind of the toes and the fingertips super light, barely touching the mat. So this is just toe taps, arm raises, and then bring everything down. All right, so you're probably starting to feel your core here. Now, how do we add instability to that? We take the roll, come back up, put the roll by your sacrum, and come over. And once again, readjust. Decide if a block under the head is the best thing for you. If your head is way thrown back like this, we don't want that. Okay? And now we come fingertips and toes and try it from here. Whoa, a little anybody else like rocking to the side, you see? And then if it doesn't work at all with the roll, or if you don't have a roll, we just did it without the roll, okay? I am completely wobbling off tonight. So just play with this. Yikes. And another couple of up and downs here. And then bring it down. Oh, hands and feet to the mat. Okay, let's come off of this roll and put the roll off to the side. All right, raise one leg if you felt your core work. Raise your other leg if you kept falling off your mat. That was fun. Okay, all right, good. So it's just learning, right? This is what the body does all day. It goes off balance, it comes back on balance. The core kicks in. All right, so let's go ahead, and we already started to warm up our obliques when we were standing, and we're just going to do some nice little bicycles here. So go ahead and bring your feet to your knees to tabletop. Okay, cross your arms over your chest, roll your shoulders and head up, take your left shoulder toward your right knee, extend your left leg, bring it in and down. Take it up. Right shoulder toward left knee. Right leg extends. In and down. Yes, there are variations. You can keep your feet down and just go side to side with the shoulders. Okay? The reason we have our arms crossed here is we don't want the hands behind the head tugging the head up. So just do your bicycles your way. It's a great thing about being a practice student. You know variations, and you have tried things that work for you. You've tried things that you know don't work for you. Maybe something that didn't work for you a month ago works for you tonight, or vice versa. One more to each side. We started with the left shoulder toward the right knee, right shoulder toward the left knee, and then just hug your knees in. Let your spine just relax on the mat. Let your head relax. Inhale and exhale. Then bring your feet down and let the knees open and close. Little butterfly wings here. All right. Okay, so we're going to work on our hips. So let's go ahead and extend the arms, extend the legs, take everything nice and long, inhale. And then exhale, draw just your right knee in. You can hold on to the hip, what is that called? The shin or the hamstring. And if your left leg wants to bend, let it bend, otherwise keep it straight. So we're starting to open the hip here. Extend your right leg, arms overhead, left knee in, holding shin or hamstring. Start to feel that hip opening. Extend your left leg, arms overhead, and now two knees in, holding the shins or the hamstrings. Now when you have both of your legs up, the hips might have a tendency to rock up and there's a whole lot of space down here. So go ahead and just draw your hips a little closer to the mat. And then release, long, long, long. We're bringing just that right leg back in. Take your left arm out to the left and hold on to your right leg. Let the right leg come out to the side and back, out to the right side and back to center. Yeah, a lot more hip action happening here. And then keep it at center. Now take your left hand outside your right thigh. Bring your right arm out by your shoulder. And just take your right knee till it's just past the belly button. Getting a nice stretch here. So this is kind of like doing Supta Hasta Padangusthasana without the strap. It's kind of a variation. Now we're going to keep the right shoulder on the mat. Let the right hip come up as we let the right knee come over to the left for a twist. Take your gaze toward your right fingertips. And we get that delicious feeling in the outside, hopefully it's delicious, right, of the right leg. And then as you come back through center, let your right ankle slide across your left thigh. Bring your legs in towards you. Oh, there's that hip. And just let the legs move forward and back, side to side. We're in that figure four. The right foot is flexed. Lots of movement here, side to side, forward and back. And even tonight, crossing at the thighs and holding on. You might have your ankles, the outside of your legs, and just getting a little more movement in the hips. And then release and unwind. Go ahead and bring 2 feet to the mat. We extend both arms and both legs. Inhale, exhale, just the left leg in. Hold it in. You're holding shin or hamstring. Okay, that right leg could be straight. Might want to bend a bit. And then taking your right arm out by your right shoulder, let the left leg come out to the left and back. The left hand is guiding the left leg out to the left and back to center. And then holding center, taking your right hand outside your left thigh, left arm out from the left shoulder, and just let that left knee come just past the belly button. Now keeping the left shoulder on the mat, but letting the left hip come out, up off the mat. Take the left knee across the body and take your gaze toward the left hand. And as you unwind from this twist, take your left ankle across your right thigh, bring the legs in towards you, hold on to the shin and move the legs forward and back, side to side, in a circle. And then crossing tightly at the thighs, holding on, and just release a little more. Okay, release, unwind, 2 feet to the mat, and gently let your knees open and close, little butterfly wings here. And then come back to center. Let's just take a moment to feel into how everything's going on in the body, what's happening, how are things feeling. And then find your way to a tabletop. Okay, extra padding for the knees if that's a good thing for you tonight. Okay, So we're in tabletop again, and now we're going to extend into a knee down plank. Strengthen the arms with a push up and hips toward heels. And always there's an option for a knee up plank, but make sure that your spine stays nice and strong throughout that whole push up. Forward, push up, hips toward heels. So you're either, yep. And then find your way into a nice child's pose. All right, so in your child's pose, your arms might be forward. They might feel good being back with your hands toward your feet at this point. Completely up to you. How does child's pose feel for you right now? And take another breath. Find your way to downward facing dog. Getting nice and even in your down dog. And then taking any journey that feels good to you, feet to the hands. When you get there, knees and hips are soft, hands to the thighs, half lift. Take a nice little forward fold here. Think about your feet, all four corners of the feet being grounded. And then on your next inhale, just float the arms out and up. Palms touch. And hands come heart center. Good. All right, let's come to the top of the mat. And I need to do a little cleanup here. Too many things in my way. If you want some extra padding for your knees, make sure you have that. Okay, we're going to be doing a little crescent, knee down crescent lunge with a heart opening. So find your way to the top of your mat. Find mountain pose. How's everybody doing? Good? Okay. Take a couple of breaths here. Just notice how everything's feeling. Now inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, keep your legs straight. We're swan diving. It could be high, it could be low, it could be anywhere in between. Your swan dive. Hands to the thighs, knees and hips are soft. Heart shines forward, half lift, sink the hips. Bend the knees, hands down, step back with the right into a lunge. And then we're bringing the right knee down, left knee over ankle, okay? Crescent lunge. Nice opening for the front hip flexor here. Hands down, right hand stays down. We open up to the left, heart opening to the left. Bring the left hand down, find your way to plank, knee up or down plank, your choice. And chaturanga. All right, we're going to be working on bow. So go ahead and take your right arm, and your right forearm is parallel to the front of your mat, okay? And bend your left knee. Bring your left arm behind. Maybe it catches the ankle or maybe it just points to the foot. Does not matter. Press into your right forearm and lift your heart. Half bow here. Yes, and release. Left forearm parallel to the mat. Right knee bends. Right arm comes around. Maybe it finds the ankle, maybe it doesn't. Press into your left forearm. Lift your heart. Half bow. And release. Woo. All right, let's go ahead and take the hands under the shoulders. Find downward facing dog. Okay, so in this dog, we just did a whole lot of back bending. Okay, so we're going to think about just lengthening the spine in the dog. Okay, so even to the point of bending the knees if that helps you get a longer spine. Inhale and exhale. Take your right leg up, please. Take a big step forward with your right foot, left knee down. Come into low crescent lunge. Hands down. Left hand stays down, open to the right. Bring the right hand down, tuck your back toes, lift your knee, your back knee, engage all the muscles of your body, take a big step forward, half lift, forward fold, float up, palms touch, and hands come heart center. Okay, we're going to be doing that the same way, starting on the left. There's an option here. Let me see which side you can see the option better. Okay, so the option is going to be as you open up, lift the back knee. Okay, we've done that. So that's just an option. You can keep your knee down. Good. Top of the mat. Find mountain pose and breathe. Think about your mountain pose. Is everything lined up? How are your feet doing? How does your body feel? It's been moving for a while now. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Go ahead, you know this. Take your half lift, shine your heart forward. Sink the hips, bend the knees. Left leg back, you lunge. Left knee down, low crescent lunge. Hands down, tuck your back toes. As we open to the right, option, lift the left knee. Right hand down, plank. Knees up or down. Chaturanga, yes, nice strong chaturanga. All right, bend both knees. If you want to do full bow, if you want to do half bow, do the same thing we did earlier, right then left. Bend both knees if you're doing full bow, swing both arms behind, point towards your ankles. Some people actually grab them, and shine your heart forward. Otherwise, go right, and go left, release. All right. Very few times can I reach both my ankles without assistance, just so you know. I mean, it's a thing. Some people do, some people don't. Okay, try your bow again, full or half, your choice. Oh, and release. That's super deep, heart opening back bend. Let's make a pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead. We're going to release the spine right now, bend the knees, and let the legs move side to side. All right, release and find your way into down dog. You want to really focus on lengthening the spine, okay? We've been doing a lot of back bending, so make sure your spine is nice and long. And if that means bending the knees a little bit so your spine can be longer, go ahead and do that. And from here, we take the left leg up, big step forward, crescent lunge, right knee down. Hands down, right hand stays down, tuck your back toes, option, lift the right knee as you open to the left. Bring the left hand down, Engage all the muscles of your body, super strong. We don't even need the hands. We take a giant step forward with the right foot. Half lift, forward fold. Pressing through the feet, float up, palms touch. Yes, and hands come heart center. And find mountain pose. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we did a whole lot of back bending. We're going to do a couple of releasing things, and we did a lot of shoulder opening. So let's start with the shoulders. Arms out by your side, left hand to the right shoulder, right hand to the left. Tuck your chin and roll your shoulders forward. Open the arms wide, and right hand goes first to the left shoulder, left hand to the right. Tuck and roll, and open up, and release the arms. Okay, so now we're going to square the feet, put the hands on the thighs. Keeping the spine long, we'll move into a forward fold. We're not rounding, so we're going to keep the spine long. Walk the hands down the legs. Pay attention. Whenever your body tells you to stop, you stop. Walk your hands down your legs. If you've stopped, stay where you are. If you're still going, go to where you're going. And you're in a forward fold. Just work on a little release there. And then walk your hands back up your legs. The spine is still long. Good. And shake it out. All right, so we're going to do some heart opening with a little side-to-side step. So we'll be working on eagle arms, eagle arm prep, and an inner thigh stretch. Okay, so the feet are slightly wider than hip width distance apart. Okay, here's the arms. Arms out, elbows bend, inhale. Exhale, forearms come toward each other, opening back. Forearms toward each other, opening. So it's heart opening here, right? Okay, now hands to the hips. Here's the legs. Step right, bend the left knee, get that nice inner thigh stretch. Come center. Step left, inner thigh stretch on the right. And center, step. And center, step, and center. Now we're going to put that together, okay? So elbows bend, inhale and exhale. Take your arms. So for eagle arms, we would be wrapping. This is a prep for that. It's prepping the shoulders. And maybe your forearms touch, or maybe there's space in between them. Now open right leg out to the side. There's the legs, and the arms come center. Left leg and center. We go right and center and left and center. We go right and center and left and center. Take it to the right. Stay here and center. One more left. Stay here. Good, and center, and shake it out. All right, so now that we've prepared the arms, we'll do just the top half of eagle. Arms are out. We cross right elbow over left, and bend the elbows, press the palms toward each other. Okay, so this might not work for you, and you might just be here. For years, I was here, okay? You're just working with what you've got in this eagle arms. It's a big stretch for the back of the shoulders, right? Open up. And this time we go left elbow over right and take the palms toward each other. So for some people, this is a happy place. For some of us, this is like, okay, I know I need it, but I don't want to stay here much longer. All right, let's take it open and shake it out. Oh, shake everything out. Okay. All right, so now that we have the shoulders all nice and juiced up and open, we're going to use them in a little warrior two. So take your legs super wide, warrior two wide. Take your right toes forward, left toes in at an angle. Okay, or the pelvis is level here. Right knee bends. You've got all four corners of your right foot, so the knee is going through the center of the foot. Left foot is also square on the mat. Arms are out. Gazes to the right. You're in warrior two. All right, we're going to start to turn toward the right, cross the right elbow over the left elbow, come into eagle arms. First lift up, and then as you exhale, take your right shoulder toward the right knee. Humble warrior, eagle arms. Take it back up. Open back into warrior two on the right. Good. Hands to the hips, switch your feet. Left toes to the left. Left knee bends. The left foot is square on the mat. The knee is tracking right through the center of the foot. Right foot is square on the mat. Shoulders over hips, pelvis level. Arms in line with the shoulders. Gaze towards your left fingertips. All right, now turn toward the left. Left elbow over right, wrap the arms, lift up, so it's a reverse warrior with eagle arms to start with. Exhale, humble warrior, left shoulder toward the left knee. And bring it up. Warrior two on the left. Gazing past your left fingertips. Hands to the hips, index fingers into the hip creases, feet are facing forward or even slightly in rather than out, and with a long spine, fold forward. You might stop with your head higher than your hips. You might continue to go till you're halfway. You might continue even more. Let your hands roll down your legs, even touching the mat if they get there. Otherwise, keep them on your legs. Inhale and exhale. And from here, we're going to go back to those adductors. So whether your hands are on your legs like this, you go left knee, right knee. If your hands are on the mat, you go left knee, right knee. Take it to one side and hold. Take it to the other side and hold. Come back to center. Now come halfway up if you're lower than halfway. Bring your hands to your hips. Press through the feet. Straight spine. Come up. Heel toe the feet together and shake things out. All right. Okay, so we're going to do a wide-legged downward facing dog, okay? So we're going to be taking the legs wide, and it's exactly how it sounds, all right? So hands to the hips, long spine, fold forward. We need the hands on the mat, so go ahead and bend the knees and hips. If that's what it takes to get the hands to the mat, that's fine. The heels stay in contact with the mat. They don't move. Walk your hands forward as you straighten your legs and stop wherever you need to stop so that your heels are still attached to the mat. Wide-legged downward facing dog. And breathe. Walk your hands back. Bring your hands to your hips. Come halfway up. Inhale, come the rest of the way up. And go ahead and bring your feet together, heel, toe, hop, whatever it takes for you. Move around, start to feel into your body, see what's left to be done. Look around your space, see if you need a blanket or an eye pillow to come down to the earth with you, whatever it's going to take. And when you feel ready, come to the top of your mat. Find your feet hip width distance. Find your mountain pose. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive over straight legs. As usual, the hands are going to go where they belong. We're keeping the legs straight. Now bend at the knees and hips. Shine your heart forward, half lift. Sink the hips, hands to the mat. And either go through your vinyasa or come into downward facing dog. Or even table, or even just go straight to seated mountain. What is best for you right now? And go ahead and let your hips move. The knees could move if you're in down dog. If you're going through a vinyasa, just go through your vinyasa. And we will all proceed to seated mountain pose. Patiently waiting for us all to get there. Just find seated mountain pose and start to notice where your alignment is. The legs are long, the feet are flexed, but where are your shoulders and where are your hands and where are your ears? Okay, so this could be a seated position, slumped forward, but let's come into seated strong mountain pose. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. And now let's shake everything out and just do some very soft forward fold release. So you know how your spine is feeling right now. Come into your first forward fold. See how things are feeling. Take several breaths. And then come on up and try it again. And then roll up, bend the knees, bring your feet to the mat, and slowly roll down. Okay. Now, we had that roll earlier. We're not going to be putting it back under the spine because we want the spine in neutral. But sometimes after a lot of back bending, you may want that roll under your knees. You may want to keep your knees bent in final relaxation. So you're going to have a chance to play with those postures and see what feels best. Okay? For the time being, let's go ahead and extend the arms and legs. Inhale. Exhale, draw both knees in. Hold on to the shins or the hamstrings and just let your spine relax. Now bring your left foot to the mat. Take your right leg straight up. Put your hands behind your hamstring. Interlace your fingers behind your hamstring, if that's accessible to you. If not, hold on to the side of your leg. So we will be releasing the spine here by pressing the leg into the hands, right? But one thing that I love to notice on my way to doing that is just how strong these muscles are. So just notice your thigh. Oh my goodness, there's so much muscle and they're so strong. Now press into your hands. That clears the spine. Still holding on, release. Press back into your hands. And then release once again and switch sides. Take your right foot down, left leg up. clasping behind the thigh or holding onto the side of the leg. And once again, just notice these muscles and press into your hands and release. And once again, press and release. Bring that foot down. Both knees are bent now. Just let those knees gently open and close. Okay, hands by your side. And go ahead and take your legs up. Now, if having your legs straight up doesn't feel good to you, then let your knees bend. Okay, we just want to have the feet elevated so we can point and flex the feet. Circle the ankles one direction and the other. And now bring the feet down. So just keeping the spine in neutral, open the fingers and wiggle them into a gentle fist. So nothing's particularly happening with the arms except that we're working those hands. And rotate the wrists one direction and the other. Just giving the spine a chance to settle down. Hands down by your side. Gently let your head move side to side. And bringing your head back to center, go ahead and do any final movement that your body is requiring as you find your very comfortable final relaxation position for tonight. Okay, knees bent, legs straight. What feels good to you? Bolster under your knees. Feet up on the bed. What feels good to you? Find your final relaxation position. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose and a nice slow exhale through the mouth. Let your body melt onto the earth as you move into final relaxation. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body. Wiggle fingers and toes. And as you're ready, extend your arms and legs long. Exhaling, draw your knees in. Give yourself a hug. Find your way over to a side. And help yourself back up to a nice, easy seat. As you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, Thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.